How you been?
Dude, good man. How are you? How are you doing?
Good. Excited to talk about Spider-Man.
Yeah, me too, buddy. You went to the freaking premiere, man. How was it? We're recording by the way, so we can get right into it. But
Sweet.
man, you went to the premiere. How was it?
Dude, I felt like I was 10 years old again. I must admit, this year, I felt so much like a kid because between going to a Star Wars premiere for Mandalorian and Grogu, it's been incredible, but the Spider-Man premiere, they had drinks, they had about three photo opportunities, it was packed. You got these really cool bracelets. It has so many like old comic book um posters that you could take photos with. It was just so exciting. I still couldn't believe I was there.
Dude. Man, I saw your pictures and I was so freaking jealous. Like again, like as always when you ever go to the premieres, but like, those of us that are not as cool as you had to wait until Thursday to see it. And you like on Tuesday or Monday or something, like you got to see it. And I imagine like they keep you pretty silent. It's like if you tell anybody what you saw here, like your press pass gets revoked or whatever. But
It's pretty much we get told that we can put our reactions, but there's usually an embargo of when we can drop the review.
okay. Have you ever posted like a negative reaction when you go to a premiere? Like I don't think I've ever seen like a negative
Uh,
one.
um, Not really a negative one. There was one movie that I did like post my letterbox review, and it was only like sorry, like 1.5 stars. And what was it? It was a movie had Jenna Ortega in it. It had a guy from The Weekend on it. It was a horror movie that launched last year, and that was really subpar. Actually, probably the one I can tell you that the premiere night was better than the actual movie by 110% was The Joker 2. There was the DJ, they were giving out cocktails, it was incredible. And then coming out of the movie, pretty much I was like, that was awful. Like, that was
Yeah.
god awful.
Like the party was good, but the movie sucked.
Yeah, and even other people that were walking out of the premiere, you could just tell and look around. You're like, yeah, we've all had the same experience.
God, dude, but it wasn't with that with Spider-Man, right? I'm assuming I haven't seen your letterbox review yet, but I'm gonna assume based on what I thought of the movie that you like I don't know, I'll let you speak yourself. Like what did you think?
Well, look, I might. It's nothing bad. There's nothing bad. Nothing bad. I think it was a great addition for Tom Holland's quadrilogy of movies. I think it's a rare thing, the fact that where you actually one, two, three, and four are all bangers, and it's from the same story. So not like Star Wars. One, two, three, and then you get four, five, six. And you get the prequels, one, two, and three. The fact that this has been one, two, three, four continuation. He has to have one of the best runs of a movie, and generally 9 times out of 10, I know it doesn't happen, but usually it's either the fourth one's really good and the third one was really shit, or the third one's really good and the fourth one's really terrible. But in this instance, if it's not for nostalgia factor, I still put No Way Home as the best Tom Holland movie.
Okay, dude. Oh, okay. I got to tell you,
Yeah.
man, I loved it. Like I think you're right. I think I put No Way Home above it still just because of the I don't know, just the nostalgia, William Dafoe,
Yeah.
the ending being so just such a Spider-Man ending. But I really, really enjoyed this movie. I've been twice already. I'm planning right
Oh
now to go.
shit.
Yeah, yeah. I had a spare couple hours today, and like while I'm watching Cape Crusader, Cape Crusader, you go pretty quick because it's only half-hour installments. But
Just finished it last night.
dude, no spoilers, man. I just finished the episode with the scarecrow,
Oh
the
yeah.
Jonathan Crane, yeah, with
Yeah.
the beak. So I've got me three or
Yeah.
four episodes more to go, but I had
Yeah.
a couple
And that's
extra
it.
hours. No, yeah, that's it. I'll post my review or whatever, and then I can get back to watching Game of Thrones. I just started season 3 of Game of Thrones, and yeah, really good. But dude, I loved it, man. I love this. I think Tom Holland's king of the world right now. Like just how much
Mm,
money he's bringing into the box office. I thought he was so great again as Peter Parker. Every time like I'm in like their trio of Ned, MJ, and Peter, I'm always just
mm,
like I've loved since the very beginning, like their chemistry together is like just friends.
mm.
Um, I loved Sadie Sink's character. I thought she was an awesome Jean Grey. I think she's an awesome introduction.
Spoiler.
Um, oh yeah, we're right into spoilers. If people listen to this, yeah, just go right in
Eh.
and yeah. I'll put a warning though. That's a good point. I'll put a warning
Yeah.
that we're just go right into spoilers. But I love Frank Castle in it too, man. I thought they did a good job of maintaining Frank's like gruffness while also like incorporating him in a PG-13 movie.
Mm,
And like I talked with the producer of The Punisher on my podcast maybe like a couple months ago, and he talked about how One Last Kill,
I remember you saying
that
that.
story, yeah, that story had to happen where he doesn't chase after the Gucci's and he goes and saves that coffee shop family for Frank to move on and not
Mm,
just do things to avenge his family, but to actually fight crime. And I thought you saw like his evolution as a character where he's just fighting crime, man. Him and Spider-Man are, they collide every once in a while, but he's looking for
mm,
drug dealers. He's looking for problems in the city. And I thought he provided just a really good, I want to call him a sidekick, but kind of like a pal to Spider-Man, like his guy in the chair throughout the
mm.
movie. And I really enjoyed it, man. I don't think I got to as good as No Way Home. I think you're right there, but I would definitely put it above Homecoming and Far From Home.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm definitely above Homecoming and Far From Home. Um, I think Frank Castle was great through it. Um, I do I do love the fact that, of course, that with his character, that even though it was a PG-13 movie, you still got the vibe of the fact he's going to straight up murder people. Like he has that. He is still very much the Punisher. He is going to, which we saw in the ending. He was going to straight up murder Jean Grey. Um, sorry. Uh, it was funny because as soon as he did say Jean Grey, I was like, okay, so we all knew this was coming. There wasn't a really big shock.
Yeah.
Um, of what was going to happen with the fact that she was going to be Jean Grey. But no, I think Frank Castle with Punisher was great. You show that showed his friendship with Peter, and he has one of the most powerful lines in the movie as well, saying that along the lines of like, "Do you think the fact if my loved ones were around, I'd be hiding behind a mask with them?" Like, and you're like, "Damn."
Yeah. Yeah, he was great, man. He showed still some of like when MJ asked about his family, you see him just get really upset. Um,
Mm,
him kind of like weeding through Peter's bullshit too. I mean, he makes some great points. And his
mm,
kind of his last scene when he shoots, Peter, like his acting in that hospital, like really generally like, broke my heart. Where he's like
mm.
he's still the Punisher, right? Like he's still an
Mm,
asshole. He's super
mm,
frustrated throughout most of the movie for Peter. Like there's one point where they're trying to figure out how to take down Jean Grey and the Hulk, and they're fighting. And Peter, as he runs
mm,
off, he's like, "You are so frustrating." Like
mm,
he's still Frank Castle, but just to see him kind of soften a little bit with Peter,
mm.
I I really enjoyed the addition of Frank Castle. I thought he was such a good addition to the story that they were trying to tell, and I really liked how it was grounded too. Like there was no,
Yeah, yeah.
there was no sky beam, there was no, um,
No stab him. No.
no, there's no Mysterio kind of like taking down London or anything like that. Like it was just, I mean, if you think like a villain in this movie, it's obviously Damage Control, but that was not what I expected. Like I expected, I think Scorpion to kind of be
No.
the main villain, and he's not. Like he's in it, but he's not the main villain.
No, and I agree with you as well, as I do love how the story is very grounded. I know there will be mixed with people being like, is this a kind of like a downgrade? 'Cause, No Way Home was so huge. Um, and the aspect of scope. But no, I think it was a great idea, the fact that they went the ground level with this, and told almost a pure Spider-Man story. It was really, really him. Homecoming was good. He had a bit of that Iron Man aspect. And of course, with Far From Home, you had you're right, London being always taken over, and then you had Sam Jackson, of course, No Way Home. But the fact that this was a pure Spider-Man story, like it gave me basically gave me Spider-Man 2 vibes to Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I agree. I thought that, man, I love Tom Holland, man. I think he just does such a good job as that character. Like he broke my heart on a number of occasions where, like the scene where Jean Grey has taken over MJ, and he's just so happy to embrace his
Ooh,
girlfriend again, and it's just not her. And you can just see how pissed off he is when
yeah.
MJ finds his note, and it's like, man, I don't love you, you know? Just to see how heartbroken he is, just trying to survive without Aunt May, going it alone. And
Mm.
I just
Well,
thought that was a oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, speaking of Aunt May, she was probably one of the surprises for the movie. I wasn't expecting her to come back.
No, it wasn't either. She had such a beautiful cameo too. I mean, like, Jean Grey, like I know a little bit about Jean Grey's story just coming from foster care and her kind of going into Peter's mind. Like I thought that was a great twist at the end where he's like, "I'm going to my mind, go ahead. Like, do it."
Mm,
She goes in and she gets like comforted by a mom. That's all she's ever wanted. That's all that her and her sister were ever looking for was just a family. And so
mm,
again, like Aunt May, like she's kind of been like a key cog, like a key hero, at least half of Tom Holland's Spider-Man's, and this one included. Just her memory and her advice
well,
and her love that she gave to Peter and him holding on to that memory. When Jean Grey kind of went into that, she was like, "Oh my gosh, like this Spider-Man, like he's deep, man. Like he's deep. This is why he's so good and why he wants to help." And yeah,
mm.
that was awesome.
Uh, uh, and that was such a good scene. It was funny because when Jean Grey was as we're obviously talking pretty much nitpicking from different parts of the movie, I must admit when Jean Grey did mention about her sister, like I was a bit like, I didn't know you had a sister. I'm like thinking, I don't remember anything being mentioned about your sister. And I had to look on Wikipedia. She has like the smallest bio of Jean Grey does actually indeed have a sister, but a really small bio. I'm like, wow, that's a hell of a thread to pull upon on a character that probably will never get mentioned again,
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, and sure, I loved her just inclusion. Like I know some people, like even online, like some people will nitpick, and that's fine. Like people can criticize and art like all they want. It's art. That's what it's there for. But this Spider-Man movie didn't really have a villain. Like yeah, Damage Control is the villain,
Hmm.
but like it's not a traditional like Craven the Hunter or Morbius or Hobgoblin or something. Like it doesn't have like a traditional big bad like maybe the other ones do.
Yeah.
But I mean, I really enjoyed that aspect of it where, you get the little cameos of like the tombstone and obviously
That was
Scorpion's a
cool.
villain and all that kind of stuff. But
Scorpion was done right. That was a good
yeah,
that was a good fight.
yeah, that was. Yeah. And you just remember what a problem he was like in the 90s cartoon. Are you a 90s cartoon kid?
Mm,
Did you ever watch those cartoons?
mm,
Scorpion was always a menace like in those cartoons and stuff.
mm.
And like Peter's transformation and stuff, like him going through that. The hand, I thought the hand had a really interesting part to play, like in the movie. For a visually just a really pretty fight, like at the end with the hand in the
Oh,
prison, and like and that line where Peter stops the sword and he's like, "I'm both." Rips up the sword. I'm just like, oh
yeah.
man, like that could have came off in another movie. Like it's all about what kind of where things come and how things are presented, but that could have come
Mm,
off as so corny in a different movie. But in this one, with freaking Peter fighting a bunch of ninjas trying to go save Jean Grey, like him ripping
mm,
apart a sword with his eyes all black, saying "I'm both." I was just like, "Ooh, that is that is good. Like that is a
mm.
good superhero movie scene."
Oh, 100%. And that's probably comes to one of my only gripes in this movie. Now, my only gripe is the fact we have the Punisher, we have the Hand. I really think they need to bring in Daredevil. Just for a little bit, or even him just chatting for a couple of seconds, or him versing the hand. I'm like, that would have been a money shot right there. That would have been like 3 Spider-Man shot, but with Spider-Man and Daredevil, even Punisher versing the hand, like that would have been peak. And I
Yep.
understand why, because if you have watched Born Again season 2, he's currently in jail. But the fact that they were out of jail, so again, it would have kind of made sense. But like, oh no, he did help for like 2 seconds. But then again, you really would have wanted to see him in the iconic red suit. But
Yeah.
I feel like that's a missed opportunity
Yep.
with that. But no, I think the hand was a good addition. Obviously, they didn't do a whole lot much. But with Toby, with Tom Holland's transformation, it made sense. Like it made sense the fact that he's done the opposite to what Toby did in Spider-Man 2, where he was like, no, I'm not being Spider-Man anymore. I'm just going to be Peter Parker. Where Tom Holland's done, no, I just want to be Spider-Man, and I'm getting rid of Peter Parker, basically, and shows the fact that both have to work either way.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that too. And like the consequences that come with that, like I think Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker just being Peter Parker, like saw people suffering and just chose to, eat his hot dog or whatever and keep on walking, which, yeah, it was just tough, I'm sure, because, you're just like Peter in this movie said, like, I'm both. Like you can be both Peter, you can try to be both Peter
Mm,
Peter and Spider-Man. And in this movie, like just Peter's struggle with just being alone, like the fact that Doctor Strange
mm,
spell worked and it wasn't undone. Like, I was convinced, bro, at the end of this movie that Jean Grey was gonna like do Peter a solid and be like, let me go into Zendaya's mind a little bit
yeah,
and see
I
if I
thought the
can't
same thing.
find. I was convinced that was gonna be like the post credit scene or that was gonna be the end scene. And it
Mm,
wasn't. Like, like Jean Grey goes off to who knows where to for what she'll probably be in next. I'm assuming she'll probably come back for Doomsday. Sure, everybody will be back for Doomsday. But
Jean Grey, I don't think she will.
you don't think she'll be in Doomsday?
I don't think she'll be in Doomsday. Secret Wars, I would say so. I think because Doomsday's already got such a big uphill. I don't think she'll be in it. Um, but definitely Spider-Man's going to be in Doomsday.
Oh yeah, no doubt, bro, no doubt. And like the
Mm,
post credit scene, like he's going off world again. I assume that's going to mean he's going to the Secret Wars. I would assume,
mm.
probably with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. I'm sure that are headed towards
Ah,
Secret Wars too.
I know.
But I just love that. Like I had expected Jean to fix the memory, and it just didn't happen that way. And Peter kind of has to go make friends with them on his own again. Like obviously,
Mm,
MJ knows his secret now, but she has none of the memories. Ned, he got the muscle memory of the handshake, but um, he doesn't have the memories either. And you can kind of see him like building chemistry and new memories, and just the consequences of being, just Spider-Man. Like I remember one
mm,
time, like just a topic of loneliness that's being discussed online is, man, I remember one time I had this like episode where I just felt so lonely. Like I was in my apartment, right? And in my apartment behind me, I have a recliner. I have a 2-person couch and a 3-person couch. And I came home from a work trip. It was like a 2.5 week long work trip. And I looked at my apartment and I was like, why the fuck do I have enough seating here for 10 people? Like, why do I have this? Like, there's not enough people in the world that would come to my apartment
mm,
at one time for everybody to have a place to sit. I need to sell the couch, sell the recliner, and just have like a 2-person couch that just sits in the middle of my room. Cause like, why would I have this much seating? And like take that feeling I had of like the loneliness that I felt and amplify it with like Peter Parker, where he
mm,
like his office is really sad. Like Sadie Sink was right, where it's full of takeout boxes. It's got a computer in the middle. Like he has no
mm,
friends other than like his work friends, the cops. You saw how corrupt they can
mm,
be or how quick they can turn on him. And
mm,
so I like that, like when Aunt May, like what she said, where she was like, people are gonna love you because you're special, but there's gonna be people that love you because you're Peter. And I'm just like,
mm.
damn it, May, that's what I'm talking about. That's what That's why Doctor
Right
Strange,
in the
like, got so
feels.
emotional. Yeah, like, when he's doing the
Right in the
spell, he
feels.
do you remember that scene in No Way Home where Doctor Strange was like, "Peter, if we do this, like, everyone that cares about you," and then he starts to cry, "we will have no
Mm,
memory of you." That was the
you
closest that
know,
Doctor Strange could get to being like, "I love you, kid, and I'm gonna forget
mm,
about you." So
call
I
me
just
Steven.
yeah, dude, I
Yeah.
loved it, man. Maynard.
And it's and I agree, and I think it's a great again. I know it's something we have seen multiple times, but I always do enjoy seeing that dynamic um, of when you're alias as a superhero and being that balance. And I think we probably got the trifecta in it with this movie, in the sense the fact that you have Peter, who's currently struggling with his Peter Parker and Spider Man. You have Frank Castle, who is pretty much all Punisher. Like he is just there is
Yeah.
Frank Castle and Punisher are the same person, and everyone does know who the Punisher is. And then you've got Bruce Banner, who's trying to never be his alter ego ever again.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
You got he doesn't want to be it again. Um, so it's an interesting dynamic. I also um, I one thing I can't believe from this movie, and I know it's a thread, not only because I just mentioned the Hulk, is that the complete and downfall of the X-Men will be because of Spider-Man. Do you know why?
No, tell me. What happened?
The inhibitor chip that he creates
Oh,
that
yeah.
suppresses mutant genes.
Dude, that's right. Huh.
And and if that falls into the wrong person's hands, we've all seen Days of Future Past.
Yep. God, dude, that's how the freaking Sentinels are coming. You mark my words, like, in 5 years, that's how the Sentinels are coming. Or I guess in
Bingo.
Doomsday too, but Doomsday, they're gonna be, like, resurrected Sentinels, I think. They're not gonna
Yeah.
be but that leads my one of my questions, bro. I have a few questions for you, is, like, my MCU and my superhero kind of no person, is they just introduced Jean Grey, right? The
Mm.
MCU's version of Jean Grey, who is a teenager in this movie, and in Doomsday, you're getting Gambit, you're getting Cyclops, you're getting Professor X, you're getting Magneto, you're getting potentially Wolverine,
Yes.
excluding Gambit in that conversation, but like in the four I just mentioned, the Wolverine, Professor X, Magneto, those are legacy characters of 20 years. How does the
Mm.
MCU like include those characters, but also bid adieu to those characters and then incorporate the new X-Men? Or is it just like a coexisting thing now? Or do you think, which I think they're gonna do, is pick and choose who to keep? I think they're definitely gonna keep Ryan Reynolds. I think they potentially could keep Hugh Jackman and then include the X-Men as they will. But I'm just curious to know, like,
Mm.
what you think they're gonna
Well,
do.
they've Kevin Feige has said in interviews that Secret Wars is the complete reset of the MCU. At least 90% of the reset moving forward. So all the Fox X-Men, I mean, besides Deadpool, because he's kind of like one of those really funny, not funny. How okay, but he's a quirky character. Like he could really pop up anywhere. He could
Yeah,
survive being wiped out because of he can't die. Um, but I think that with all the Fox X-Men, between this and Secret Wars, this will be their last hurrah. Like moving forward, this will be it. There'll be no more cameos. I don't think they're going to keep Hugh Jackman's Wolverine after this as well. I think this is it, because Kevin Feige really wants to bring in the MCU X-Men movie, and they have to be because technically, and I wish some people might be a bit hard at this. Like I'm right there. I'm over the moon. The fact that we have the 20th Century X-Men, um, sorry, coming into Doomsday, but almost that thread is a little bit too long in the sense that we've kind of had that send off nearly twice now. Um, So it'll be completely reset with all new X-Men moving forward. I think Sadie's character of Jean Grey, I think she will continue to be Jean Grey moving forward with a new X-Men movie. I do love the idea, the fact that, depending on the time difference, because, that will be the next 4 to 5 years. I do love the fact that if it's a young X-Men team, a young Cyclops, young Jean Grey, I do love that, kind of like, Spider-Man Homecoming and stuff like that. Like it's, they're still trying to figure out their place in the world as the X-Men. And I do love the idea. I don't think it's going to be a thread, but I would have loved the idea of the fact that if Jean Grey and Tom Holland Spider-Man got together, I think that would be such a good dynamic to throw in the works between Cyclops and
Oh,
Wolverine.
dude, yeah.
I think that would just be such a, and then with him being in the X Mansion, that would fit too. But I think it's going to be completely reset for all this. So that's the thing, is like it's going to be same with Iron Man, Captain America. Like the only real couple of characters that can survive, which we do know, of course, is going to be like Black Panther, Thor because he's a god. Um, but yeah, it's the MCU is going to look very different after Secret Wars.
Okay. Huh. I'd really like, I'll be honest, just like because Logan's my favorite movie, I'd love for like X-23 to stick around too. I love her character, man. I'd love for her to stick around too. I don't know if she will. I doubt she will, but um, I know she survived freaking the whole thing because they pulled her out of the void or whatever in Deadpool and Wolverine. So I know
Mm.
she's still around. It's just, I'd love her character. But my next question, bro, for
Yeah.
you is,
It'd be
oh,
great if
go
she
ahead.
character stay around. I think she'd be such a great dynamic in X-Men. I think that would be good. And the thing is, I don't know if I don't know if they'll do that. Technically, because of Wolverine's age, you could have her part of the team, and the fact that he's never been a true he's never been a true X-Men. But it all depends on what age they want to do the new X-Men team. That's going to be the real kicker. If they want to like a young team, or they're just going to be young adults, like that's going to sit. And I love Logan too. I do love Wolverine, but like, I kind of want for the first MCU Wolverine movie, X-Men movie, I kind of want him to be a side character, to be like at the end, to come part of the team, where we just get the core X-Men just at the start.
Yeah, I agree with that. And like, honestly, I've had this discussion with a couple people online too, where I think when the MCU incorporates their X-Men, I almost can guarantee it's going to be a little bit of a disappointment. Not because they do it bad, but because X-Men 97 is so good. And it
Yeah,
won't be like X-Men 97, because X-Men 97, man, that is peak storytelling, peak animation, peak everything. Everything is peak. And when
dude, I'm
they
right there with you.
eventually make their X-Men movie, I'm worried that it's going to be a disappointment just because it's being compared to X-Men 97, which I think we all really like.
Uh, and that's kind of like where I want it to go as well. Where Wolverine's there, but he's not the main character
Yeah.
as
Yep.
such. But then we get Storm, we get Jean, we get Scott, we get Beast, we get Nightcrawler, and Gambit, and it's going to be interesting because we're all going to feel old when that X-Men movie does come out, because we're going to be like, damn, this is the second full team together, to be honest. After it would be like 25 years since the 2001 X-Men movie.
God,
Oh,
we
longer.
are
Sorry, longer. It'd be 30 years. Sorry.
dude, we are getting old. Like, who would have known we'd still be watching these like at our age? I don't know if you listened to like last week's Mr. Sunday movies, but they were like talking about the Batman 2 and like the constant delays. And they're making a joke that they would be talking about the Batman 2 well into their mid 40s. And
Yeah.
he was like, do you ever think we've been talking about the Batman 2 well in our mid 40s? And they were like, nah. But
No.
you know, here we are. But my next question for
I
you,
know.
man, is like Spider-Man. So you get Spider-Man, Brand New Day. I'm assuming like Spider-Man, there's no way they're killing Spider-Man in Secret Wars. I believe that like Brand New Day kind of sets up Spider-Man to be Spider-Man for at least the next 5 to 10 years. I'm just curious, where do you think they go from here with Spider-Man when it comes to like
Well,
his story, or even like villains you could incorporate that we have seen, or maybe that we haven't seen before?
Well, that's really interesting because there is an interview online where Tom Holland's actually said the fact that he knows his exit. He has spoken with Kevin Feige. He said he knows how he wants it to go out. And it says, I think the way he wants to bow out, I think if you watch other interviews, is that very much he wants to pass the mantle on to Miles Morales. Um, and he wants to take that role similar to like Iron Man, similar to Samuel L. Jackson, being like, I'm here to help, but this is your story, this will be your city. Very much like what happened with Spider-Man 2, the video game, where Peter went off to be a dad, went off to be a family, off to be a teacher, and let Miles be Spider-Man. I think that would be the great progression for the MCU for that to happen. I know there'll be some people that won't like the fact of Miles Morales with new MCU Spider-Man, but give it some time. I think it would be great because it creates it's well, it creates a new character. It's a new family dynamic. You know, it's not the same. Oh, Uncle, no offense, but Uncle Ben died. Oh, anything like that. It just adds a new, fresh story. And to say on top of that, I feel exactly the same thing with the Batman Beyond movie. I feel like we need to make a Batman Beyond movie. To be honest with you, I would rather Batman Beyond movie than Batman 2 because it's a new setting, a fresh Batman, and you get an old Batman, and a completely, it's Blade Runner meets Batman. Like, that's money on the table right there.
Yeah.
And if you really want, you could still get Robert Pattinson to play old man Bruce. But I think with Miles Morales, they will create a great dynamic moving forward. Um, I'd say maybe we get one more Spider-Man, and then the next Spider-Man number 6 will be his send-off. But villains wise, I would love. I would love the fact that we get Green Goblin in the MCU, the proper MCU Green Goblin, because I think that would be such a funny dynamic of Tom's Spider-Man going, I know what you turn into. Like, I know who you are. I think that would be great, especially meeting Harry. Try to think of some other Spider-Man villains that'd be good. Probably don't need Doc Ock anytime soon because that was done so well. We got Vulture. We got Mysterio in the end.
I'd really like, because in the comics, like Ned Leeds does turn into Hobgoblin at some point. I don't think that's what they're going to
Yes.
do with this Ned. You can kind of see like
No,
in the way that he
because
dressed with like the orange and stuff, where they're like, we know this guy's Hobgoblin, but it's just not there. I don't think it's for him to turn into like the Hobgoblin type of character. What I'd really like to see, honestly, is the next movie, next Spider-Man movie, like make it to where they're kind of building their friendship again and him trying to win MJ or whatever, but bring in fucking Craven the Hunter. That's who I want. I want
yes.
Craven. I don't want Craven like I can just see like Craven, he's been watching Spider-Man for 10 years, been training in wherever he's from, and he's like, I'm gonna kill the Spider-Man. Like, I'm gonna be the Spider-Man, and him hunt that guy across New York. I think that would be, and then throw in a few minor villains here and there, like maybe like a Hydro
Mm,
Man or whatever.
mm,
Like the universe does. Like they'll throw in the Shocker or Tombstone or whoever. But I'd
mm,
love, because I think Craven is kind of like hitting like a peak right now where he was like this minor villain for a while where people knew about, like the OGs knew about him that watched like the TV show and stuff.
mm.
Then like Spider-Man 2, the video game came out, and he's like, "Oh, this guy is a problem." And I think he
And
would
then we
be,
got the subpar Craven movie.
yes, and I'm like, give us like something good, like get like a Russian actor or something,
Mm,
and like keep it in the New York setting. Like I like that Spider-Man was in New York, and have Craven the Hunter hunt Spider-Man throughout Queens, throughout Brooklyn. Like make it a New York story,
mm,
make it small scale, but have it to where this psycho is freaking hunting Spider-Man. Like I think that would be.
mm.
I'd love to see that villain because we're getting to the point now where um like there's been enough Spider-Man movies to where we've seen a lot of villains, like just go on the list of Doc Ock, Venom, we got, Carnage,
Sandman.
Sandman, we got a Morbi, I'm not even gonna count those shit like those movies because it's just such
No
a
one
waste.
does.
no, but like Mysterio, we got a Tombstone, we got a Scorpion, we got a. I guess you
Mm,
could bring in like I'm just trying to think like through the TV show, Alistair Smythe, who builds like the Spider Slayer robots, like he might be fun.
mm.
Um, but like we're getting to the point now, we've had so many movies and so many villains that I think it's time for fucking bring in Craven the Hunter. Like he's the one that I can think of right now that we've never seen on the big screen.
No, no, we haven't in the MCU in aspect. No, and I think that'd be great. Um, and Venom as well would be great, MCU version. But it's funny because we're having this chat right now, and our conversation is going to be completely different come um December
Doomsday.
next year after we watch Secret Wars.
Oh yeah, that's
Like
true.
we're going to have such a different aspect moving forward. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. And I wanted to touch base because well, you and I both have been such staunch MCU defenders, even in the midst of like the dark times. But I gotta tell you, man, like I think the MCU, man, if people had doubts, I think the MCU is officially back. I think it's officially back. I mean, and I'll go through just where I'm thinking, where, yeah, we had Captain America Brave New World, which was nothing, there was nothing brave and there was nothing new about it. And then they hit us with Thunderbolts, right? This intimate story of a group of B-list characters led by,
Almost see.
yeah, almost C characters.
Oh,
Maybe Bucky is an A-list character, but he wasn't even the main character. You know, the main character was essentially
yeah.
the second Black Widow,
I
and her
wish we got
depressed
in this
friend.
movie.
Yeah, it's like Ghost. Like I don't even know who Ghost is. You know, like I forgot that Ghost is even part of the MCU. A great
Mm,
movie that guy did such a good job that he gets the directing job for X-Men. Um, we get
mm,
Daredevil, which I thought Daredevil was a straight banger. Fantastic Four
mm.
was I thought was great. I think it was your one of your favorite, if not your favorite movie last year.
It
With
was. It was.
Yeah, I loved it, dude. It was
Mm,
set up the future. It was 60s futuristic. Pedro Pascal
mm,
and the crew were great. Gets amazing reviews. And
mm.
then I think the latest movie is the Spider-Man movie, if I'm not mistaken.
It is,
And
and I just saw that apparently it's been $168 million, I think, so far this weekend.
it's not even
Breaking,
fucking Sunday yet.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, Spider-Man: Brand New Day breaks opening day record with Spider-Man: Brand New Day has broken Avengers Endgame's record for biggest opening day, earning $168 million on the Friday.
Dude, that is insane. And that's no IMAX too, because IMAX is still, at least in the USA, dominated by the Odyssey, which for good reason. The Odyssey is fucking just
Mm,
making that bank. But so that's
yeah.
2 years now. 2 years now of MCU straight bangers. It's not every month. It's not. It's not. It's not a thing where they're putting out a ton of content all at once. Oh, fucking X-Men '97. Like throwing X-Men '97. I don't even know how I forgot that.
Mm-hmm.
Where like all that stuff, just straight bangers. It's really highly reviewed. There's no AI slop in it. They're good stories told by good directors, portrayed by good
Mm,
actors, with stories that make sense, stories that are human. I think, bro, that the MCU has found their footing again. And it honestly gets me really hyped for Doomsday. Like I know Doomsday broke all these records for like the trailer and stuff, but like
mm.
the directors, first off, the Russo brothers, they direct a lot of shit that's not MCU stuff. MCU
I
stuff they
know,
do not miss. They
I
do
know, and that's the
not
funny
miss.
thing. I always find funny with those directors. They do such a good job. They've done such a good job at MCU, but off the top of my head, I'm like, I can't tell you another movie they've made that's been an absolute banger.
No, because there isn't one. Because they're just bad. Like there's a lot of stuff on Netflix they put out that's not very good, and but the MCU stuff they do not miss on. In the interview that one of the Russo brothers gave, he was like, "You have to, with this many characters and this big of a story, like you have to find like that human element to get people hooked in." And
Mm,
and I like the first spectacle of the Doomsday trailer when it first dropped, I was like, "Oh, this looks awesome!" Like Shang-Chi fighting Gambit, that's great. But I watched the leaked version of the second one, where
mm,
Pedro Pascal, Mr. Fantastic, and Doctor Doom are like having a conversation. Sue Storm talks about Victor Von Doom, of like he used to be a good man until he lost
mm,
everything, and I'm like,
mm,
I think they've got it. Like I think there's gonna be enough of an emotional hook there to
mm.
be like Thanos. I think he was looking to save the universe, right? That was his thing and like why he was looking to end everything. I think Doctor Doom is almost the exact opposite, where he's looking to end everything to just save himself and to save him from like whatever pain that
Mm.
he's feeling, whatever happened with him to make Sue Storm give that type of monologue. I think they found it, and I think yeah, it's going to be a cameo fest. But I think that they've had enough of experience now. They know what people want. They know what people like. To where I have zero doubt now that Doomsday will be an absolute banger.
Yeah. Or I don't. I think it will be too. 110%. And I think this is definitely. Uh, Marvel's definitely back, but I definitely feel like with Spider-Man, how good this Spider-Man movie has been. The overall movie, I think that's got a lot of people's hype going into Doomsday. And I must admit, it's going to be weird the fact that we do not have another um, Marvel movie in between Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars. But it's not unusual of only having one Marvel movie a year, because we did get that with Deadpool Wolverine 2 years ago, where we just got one. And obviously last year we had three. So it makes sense. But the only thing that I have seen, which I can sympathize with, is the fact that the Blade movie is completely done. Like, we're never going to see that Blade movie.
Yeah, I think
It's
we
been
kind of all figured
7 years.
and I think
It's been
that's kind of what they like. Did you notice it like their San Diego Comic Con that they did this year? They only announced I think 2 projects and maybe 1 casting. Like I think they
yes,
learned it's like you can't just like here's the next 40 projects. And because you're gonna have stuff like this where 1 or 2 of those is gonna fall off the map. And unfortunately for their big mass announcement they did back in like 2019 with where they gave us the movies up until fucking uh, the Kang Dynasty. Um, the one that fell off the map was Blade, which sucks. That's the one that one of the ones I was most excited for.
same. And another reason why I don't think they've announced a whole lot is because the fact that Secret Wars is the ending of the multiverse saga, and then they move into the next phase. So that's another reason why I don't think they've announced a whole lot coming out. So I think it'll be San Diego. Oh, they could stretch it. I think it's going to be San Diego Comic Con next year. I think they're going to announce the next phase, or it's going to be 2029.
Yeah.
They're going to announce the next phase moving forward. Which either of those two, there have to be Shang-Chi 2, there has to be X-Men, there has to be Doctor Strange 3, there has to be, I'm sure there'll be an announcement of Ghost Rider 2, because goddamn. There's another sequel that we've been... No, not Thor, not Captain America. I feel like there's another one we only got one of. Thunderbolts 2, I assume they're going to talk about that as well. But speaking of Thunderbolts, we got Elena in this movie, which was a nice cameo. And the funny thing is, I did see some kind of leak that was like, oh no, Elena and Spider-Man apparently are going to see each other naked in the MCU. And Spider-Man Brand New Day. And I was like, wow, I don't think that's going to happen. That's such an absurd rumor. And then, wow, boom, that's what we got.
Yeah. Yeah. The only like I like the Elena cameo. Don't get me wrong, but um, I like the Elena cameo. But if I had one gripe with this movie, it's the same gripe that I kind of have with all MCU movies. Is like how do I even word this? So Spider-Man is funny. Like he's just a
Mm.
funny character. Like he does things that's funny. Ned is funny just by like his mannerisms. Like when he picks up the 2 kegs, I was busting a gut because I went to the University of Wyoming and I know how big a kegger is, and he grabbed 2 of those motherfuckers. The dynamic between Peter and Punisher was just funny because it was so awkward. Just they're such different characters. MCU, they still do this thing where they will insert humor that I don't think like matches the moment exactly. Like, and one thing that drove me it didn't drive me nuts. Like, don't get me wrong, but like Elena's comparing like Peter's problem to like small potatoes and hers big potatoes. I did not think that was funny at all. I was like, why?
Yeah.
are you even, that just sounds stupid. And then Peter's stretching before he fights, like, the guards of the damage control. I was like, "This is dumb." Like,
Mm.
he swung there, Jean Grey is being tortured. Get your ass in there. Like, don't make
Mm.
quips, don't stretch. Like, if you wanna make a quip while you're beating their ass, then do that, but the stretching, but it's just an MCU thing that just sometimes, and again, like, I wanna put this out, I am nitpicking at this point, like, it is a nitpick, but that sometimes that humor that can kind of, I don't know, they just does this sometimes
Take
I'm
you
in
out of it.
yeah, just a
Take
little
it
bit.
out
I'm
of it.
like, "This
Uh,
just web these fuckers and get in there and save Jean Grey because she's being tortured. Don't
that's
you
true.
swung here from Queens, just go in, like, you're good, you've warmed up."
Yeah. Well, it's funny you actually say that because all I've been seeing is the memes of being like Elena's how Elena describes the problems, and it's like big potato doomsday, little potatoes of everybody else, and it's like, yeah, that's of course that's a meme that's going to come from it. But yeah, look, sometimes the MCU jokes don't always land. No
They
pun
don't
intended.
no,
But
they don't. Because like, this movie is funny, man, like, it has some funny moments, but, like, the Punisher and Spider-Man stuff I thought was hilarious because he's constantly just
you
like
don't want
he's
to
like
fight the Hulk, do you?
He's like, "Oh,
No.
no." But then, like, in their house when he's like, "You broke into my fucking house." Like, the scene that was really funny is when they're both like, this is one of my favorite scenes of the whole movie is when Frank and Peter are arguing. Like, they're just so frustrated with each other because Frank knows he's arguing with the college age kid. Um, Spider-Man knows he's arguing with arguably the most stubborn person in the entire MCU, and they both start yelling at MJ about what happened on Staten Island, and MJ's just like has both these just alpha male characters just being telling their version of the story, and it was so funny,
Mm.
just naturally because they're both just it's just the chemistry was great, and you can't really understand what either one of them is saying unless you really start to pay attention. Like some of the MCU humor when they get it right, it can be really funny. When they do it wrong, you're just like, oh god, again with the
Yeah.
joke.
I know. And the
Great
funny thing
man.
is that you see those two, and if you've watched Odysseus, sorry, the Odyssey, you just see them also in a back-to-back scene.
Yeah. Dude, those two have really good chemistry, man. Like, have you heard their story
Mm.
about how they helped each other with their audition for Punisher and Spider-Man?
Mm.
Have you heard this story?
Yeah.
I love that story, man, of where they were like, "Let me do your audition tape. Let me do your audition tape." And Tom Holland is like a 17-year-old kid helping this thing, and I'm just like, that is so cool now they get to do a show together.
Mm.
And
Doing a
their
movie
chemistry
together.
was just yeah, that movie together. Yeah, their chemistry was just so great in it, and just such different motivations, and Frank, I told my friends, just in, like, this group chat that I have, well, they were like, "What are you gonna rate Spider-Man?" I was like, "It's an automatic 7 for me no matter what because Frank Castle's in it." And I'm a
Yeah.
total Frank Castle stan, and he was awesome. Like, he was so good. Him, like, obviously, you see the flaws in, like, his logic sometimes where he fucking shoots Spider-Man aiming for Jean Grey, both being innocent, but also, like, he's an MCU character that has no time for bullshit, especially, like, hero bullshit.
Mm.
And I think of
Yeah.
Daredevil season 1.
Imagine
Go
him in the
ahead.
Doomsday. Imagine him in the Avengers Tower that we see in Doomsday with everybody. That'd be a
Uh,
very short conversation.
he would have no time for it because, like,
Yeah.
he does not have, like, he says this in Daredevil season 1. He's like, "I do not have time for your hero shit." And he does that
Mm.
with Daredevil when Daredevil is comes to his come to his office and he's like, "You fucking say his name. Like, you say his name. Like,
Mm.
he killed Foggy. Like, how does it make you feel? And, like, you let him why is
Mm.
he still breathing?" And Daredevil smacks him. And Frank's like, "Don't you apologize. That's the first honest thing that you've done since you walked in the building." Has
Mm.
0 time for Daredevil's, like, whatever Daredevil was trying to do in
Peak.
that room, peak. And then this same thing where he's drinking coffee with his mask on, and Frank gets annoyed. He's like, "Bro, like, your girlfriend, the love of your life, is in the
Mm.
next room, and you fucking you pretend you don't know her. You're drinking coffee through a mask. If my loved ones were still alive, you think that I would let a freaking mask like stop me from hugging them more time?" Like, he does not have
Mm.
time for Spider-Man's hero bullshit. I'm just like, that's my goat. That's my goat. Running on no
Mm.
powers, just
Mm.
pure testosterone. I freaking love it. Yeah, I love it.
No,
So I loved his
100%.
character. I loved
And
his
they did his character very well in this version. They did him really well, especially coming off the back of the last kill. And I'm really excited to see where he's going to pop up next. Whether or not he's going to pop up in Daredevil Born Again season 3 would be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll
Um,
see. I know from talking with the producer when I had him on my show, I was like, "What is next for Frank's character after Brand New Day?" And he was like, "Frank Castle wants to make a movie, or John Bernthal wants to make a movie. That's his next thing. Is he wants a Punisher movie? I
I would
do think that's
love
probably
that.
going to be. I would I would love that too, man. But I do think that's a little bit of a stretch
Mm.
because
The hard thing with this character is that he's like the big like motivation with his character is gone now. Like, getting the revenge for his family, which is the antithesis of his entire character. Um, I'm sure, like I'm sure there'll be a comic fan that could tell me that there's probably a rich history of Punisher stories that they could pull on to make a movie. But it's going to be interesting in the fact of um, how do you weave that into a story moving forward, unless it's a Punisher and Daredevil team up movie.
yeah,
Which, in saying that, I both think the fact that Charlie Cox and John Brennan both deserve that.
I do too. Yeah, I do too,
Um,
man.
but how do you feel? And since we go back to Spider-Man, how do you feel about the after credits scene? Do you feel like that was a little bit underwhelming?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it wasn't like your normal like after credit scene. I'd say it's probably about mid compared to like what other Spider-Man movies have given me. I mean, obviously, I was confused. Like, I went and watched the movie with my buddy, and he was like, "Oh, Spider-Man's going off world," and I was like, "No, he's not. Like, he's going to Europe. Like, fucking Doctor Doom is European. That's what that was showing is he's gonna go help fight Doctor Doom." And we're having like
Hmm.
this discussion about it in the theater, and I looked up online because we couldn't come to like a conclusion, and he was right. From what I've read online, it means he's going off world.
It is,
Um,
yes.
which I figured that we already knew, but I thought it was fine, bro. Like I thought it was okay. I don't think anything will ever top
Yeah.
the end credit scene of Mysterio outing him as Spider-Man. That one had ramifications that we're still feeling in the MCU.
Yeah. Well, that's very true. That led to No Way Home. I thought you were going to say the Captain America cameo. I thought that's what you were going to say.
No,
So you waited to the whole end of the movie. Yeah.
no.
But no, but yeah, he's going off world. Um, I think they're all taking, I don't know. I think they all take the Fantastic Four ship and go to the other, so they do. They go to the other universe,
Yeah.
which is what we see with our team versus the 20th Century Fox X-Men.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
excited for it though. Like I'm excited for like I just love his character. Like you just like Spider-Man is obviously a cash cow for the MCU. Like just bringing in tons and tons of
oh,
money. And
dude,
I
this
think
movie's going to make so much money.
oh, dude, like it's like that's like people that own a theater in the month of July, like they starve most of the time, but this July they're freaking like, okay, my
Oh,
kids are getting a car for
the,
Christmas because they like
if it was a little bit of a slow start, like you had Supergirl, you had Masters of the Universe, you had more combat as the warm up, and then you've got the Odyssey, and you got Spider Man at the moment.
yeah. Yeah, I just love his character, man. Like Spider-Man, like he's just so relatable to like the everyday guy to where
Mm,
Spider-Man is broke as shit, you know? Like he's just trying to survive. He's trying to get the
mm,
girl. He's just trying to be a good guy. Like he's just trying to survive like and do good day to day. Like he's just the
mm,
normal guy superhero. Like very few of us can relate to like the Punisher, right? Someone who's gone through
mm.
that much pain or like the Hulk. Like the Hulk is really fun to watch, but I mean, it's hard
Oh
to
yeah.
relate to the Hulk. But Spider-Man, you're just like, he's just he's just like us, you know. Like
Mm.
he struggles, man. He struggles.
He's
I think
average,
that's why people love him so much. Yeah,
semi-average dude.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And like he makes
No,
the thing was. Oh, go ahead.
no, I agree with you.
Well, just the thing that I think Spider-Man I noticed this like watching it the second time. I've seen it twice. I just booked a third ticket too because my goddaughter wants to see it tomorrow. She hasn't seen it, and I was like, "I'll take you. I'll take you again.
I'll
Let's go see
go.
Spider-Man.
Say
Yeah,
no more.
I'll volunteer. I need to pay the bill. I get to go again. That's fine." But
Yeah,
he's
sure.
just like he fucks up, like he makes bad decisions almost constantly to where like No Way Home, like he's trying to make it so his friends can get into college, a very noble thing to do, and trying to get Doctor Strange to help him out to do that, and it causes what it causes. Like it's kind of on him. He messed up. This one, for 75% of the movie, now Jean Grey did not help her cause here. But for
No.
most of the movie, he's chasing the wrong person. And about 75% of the movie, he's like, oh my gosh. And he apologizes to Jean. He's like, Jean, I am sorry I got it so wrong. And I'm just like, that's my Spider-Man. Like he messes up and he knows he messed up. He's like, damn it, I got that wrong. Like I thought I was right and I was wrong. Like my friends in the police department, they weren't really my friends. And I should have seen this a long time ago, that there's something that you were looking for and I trusted the wrong people. And he makes mistakes. And I think and sometimes his mistakes have really bad consequences. And I just love that about him. I love that character where Spider-Man, he messes up. Like he's young, he's excited about life, he's excited about doing good. And in that process, you make a mistake. Mistakes.
Exactly. Yeah, mistakes. No, and that's exactly right. That's one of the best things about Spider-Man, and that's why he's the third most recognizable hero globally.
Behind your goat, right? Behind your Batman.
Yeah, Ryan, Batman. So I think it's Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man. I think last I checked, are the three most recognizable global heroes.
I've been watching James Gunn's thread, trying to see if he's seen the movie yet, because he's been pretty quiet since like Supergirl kind of bombed before Supergirl bombed.
It's funny you actually said. It was funny you said that because I was talking about it in my episode last week, and I'm really sorry. Excuse me. To put in perspective of that, as you mention it, which I was kind of surprised about, was that where I that nope, got that one. The box office was below, like it was really bad. Here we go. Yeah, sorry, the budget for Supergirl was $186 million. It's only made 126 at the box office.
Yikes.
Yeah.
See,
to put that in perspective, Wonder Woman was only on a budget of $149 million, and that made $824 million at the box office.
I've been watching his threads pretty close because he talked a lot of shit, man. He was like, we're not like the kids at Marvel. Our scripts are done. Like we do things differently at DC. And like if you're gonna compare, I'll just compare Superman, Supergirl, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, Captain America, Brave New World, and Spider-Man Brand New Day. The bottom two on that list are Captain America, Supergirl, and then a pretty wide margin before the rest of the movies. And Marvel's put out, since he talked that shit, Marvel has put out three bangers that like I would argue, like I'm thinking just like through my head, man. I think Thunderbolt is in my top 10 favorite Marvel project or Marvel movies out of the MCU, maybe even top 5. And Brand New Day, I think, is in the top 10. Like they're doing pretty well.
Yeah, Brand New Day is gonna, definitely throw out people's top rankings of MCU movies moving forward.
Yeah, even with like no real villain too. Like that's what's kind of fun about it, is that they just told a good story. A good Hulk scene too. Like we haven't even touched on the Hulk, but I thought his scene was good. It's nice to see him kind of like Hulk out again.
Yeah,
they say he's not in Doomsday.
I thought that was a better Hulk scene than Captain America.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, yeah. But people still like. Like the Captain America one drove me nuts because, like, those people have had experience with the Hulk and then decide to shoot at one to piss it off even more. Like, why would you do that? Like, Hulk's been around for 15 years. This one, Peter knows, like, you can't outshoot the Hulk. Like, Frank doesn't know that. Frank's just going in there guns a blazing. But
Mm.
Peter's like, there's a different way to. We can't beat the Hulk in a fist fight. You got to get him. You got to beat him in a different way.
Mm.
And yeah, I love that scene too. That when Jean Grey stops trying to use Scorpion and stuff, and like, I'm just going to go do this thing myself. Yeah, I
Yeah.
loved it, man.
Uh, yeah, and then not to mention, I'm always up for Bruce Banner. I'm always up for the Hulk. I did think briefly that Hulk would remember Spider-Man, not not like Banner won't. Banner would have forgotten Spider-Man because of spell, but maybe there'd be a chance that the Hulk didn't, and the Hulk did remember um, Peter, but no, they didn't pull on that thread.
No, dang. But I loved it, man. I thought it
Yeah.
was great. But for you, man, what's next on your thing? What's next on the bright lights of Mr. Rant? What's your next
Well,
premiere? What's your next movie? You're taking some downtime. I just finished Cape Crusader,
downtime.
but
What
like,
downtime? Cape Crusaders next. And then tomorrow, off to the premiere to go see Super Troopers 3.
is that next week?
Yep, that's next week. Yep.
Sure.
So,
Dude, you're
I'm
going to
actually,
another premiere.
I'm actually looking forward to that one.
Ah, dude.
Yeah, what
I'm
about you, man? What's next?
dude. Well, I'm really excited for August movies, man. I know July was kind of like, July was. I think is gonna be a record breaking between fucking between this Spider-Man, The Odyssey,
Mm,
and then you can throw in like Seth Rogen's The Invite, which is doing really well for an indie movie. It's a
mm,
record month for box office, but
oh yeah.
July or August, there's a couple movies I've been looking forward to all year that are coming out in the month of August. The first one is called Sunny Dancer. It's an
Mm,
indie movie, but it's starring Bella Ramsey. And if you know me, I'm a total Bella Ramsey Last of Us stan. She's
yeah.
in it, and she the synopsis on the IMDb is as if conquering cancer wasn't enough. 17-year-old Ivy's parents sign her up to spend summer at what she calls quote chemo camp, where she manages to find
Ooh.
unexpected friends and a group of misfits and have a summer she'll never forget. I used to work at the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and so like kids with cancer, I'm all about like those kind of stories, and she's in it, which I'm all about Bella Ramsey. Um, and then there's the one, bro, that I know you see an advertisement for, and I bet you end up at the premiere because you're a badass. But it's called The Dog Stars. Have you heard about this one?
No. Dog
Directed
stars.
directed by
Is
Ridley
that the
Scott. It's in a
yeah.
post-apocalyptic world. A virus wipes out humanity. Survivors face roaming scavengers called Reapers. The protagonist, Hig, a pilot, survived the flu but lost his wife, and it stars Jacob Elordi.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
and
yes,
Josh
yes.
Brolin. Yes, you've seen. I know you've seen advertisement for it because it's like it's indie, but not that indie because it's got Ridley Scott to
Yeah.
where like the summer camp one with Bella Ramsey. That one is indie. There's no advertising
Mm,
behind it. It's just the OGs that follow Bella Ramsey and those type of movies are in it. But the Dog
mm.
Stars, like that's in enough previews to where I think that might have fallen on your radar at some point.
Yeah, no, I have seen the trailer for that. Yeah. 110 million dollars for the budget. But Josh Brolin, Margaret Qualley, Guy Pearce.
Oh, that's a great cast, dude.
Yeah.
This one, where did you see the how much it cost to make? How much is I'm trying to see how
Oh,
much
I
is
see it on Wikipedia.
oh god, okay, I'm
Wikipedia.
on
Yeah, Wikipedia. It was, but actually, it's funny. I'll check this now because I always check their worldwide box office. And yeah, I thought it would. The Odyssey is now the fourth highest grossing movie of the year.
peak, dude.
Yep. with $721 million at the box office.
Dude, I can't find how much this movie cost to make. It's Sunny Dancer. I'm on the Wikipedia, but I can't find
If
the
people
release.
are gonna add it in, but if it's not added in there,
Oh, okay, that's probably true.
yeah.
I guess I just asked AI too. Sunny Dancer cost to make. Okay, has not been disclosed.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, Dog Stars looks alright though. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's what's next on my thing, buddy. And then I guess Spider-Man for a third time tomorrow with my goddaughters. My
Oh,
goddaughters are 15 and 9, and they don't see a lot of movies because English is not their first language. And obviously, where they're living now, like English is the first language. But like Spider-Man's universal, man. People love Spider-Man. Even two little girls, like they're like, let me see Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Let me find out if he gets Mary Jane back. And again, like I got like last thing I'll say, and I'll let you go. But I know you got to go. I think you're going live today on your rant. But
yes.
I love stories that don't go the way that you expect them to go.
Yes.
And
And this movie is that.
yes, and like I was like, if it's Jean Grey, what's going to happen is she's going to be like, Spider-Man, thank you for saving me. Ned, come here. Mary Jane, come here. There's your memories back. Or she's going to like, Peter, let me take your memories and put them into Ned and Mary Jane. And it did not happen that way. Peter has to
No.
go and earn, I think, that friendship back little by little. If that's what he's decided to do, like, I don't know. I get the vibe that he will because of what he did with Ned at the end. But it was an ending that I didn't expect. And I was like, that's better. That's better than the ending that I had envisioned in my mind. And I like it.
No, it was. I couldn't agree more. It was such a good Spider-Man movie, a true Spider-Man movie. I'm glad they didn't go universal. It was grounded, and again, all props to Tom Holland. I think he's nailed the park. It will be, give it 20 years or 10 years when they do have a new Spider-Man. I think we're always going to look back on the fact that Tom Holland has had the best run
Yep.
as
No
Spider-Man.
doubt. Yep. No bad movies that he's been in. And he's been doing it for 10 years now. If I'm not mistaken, it was 10 years in June that he premiered as Spider-Man in Civil War in 2016. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah, 20, yeah, because it was the same. Oh, yeah, I think you'll be right because we got Doctor Strange that same year.
I want to say it was 2016. Civil War, Cap America. 2016, buddy.
Oh, damn good.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, because 2015 was Age of Ultron.
Yes. Which I also loved. I think Ultron is a great, great villain. Keep your
And
friends
he's coming
rich.
back in Vision.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Cool, buddy.
But no, thank you, man. I really do appreciate you inviting me on the episode, as always.
Dude, always, man. But give us, before we leave, give us our listeners where they can find you, as always. Where do they go to get more Mr. Rant?
As always, Mr. Rant. The podcast is called Lights Camera Rant. We have new episodes that go out every single Tuesday. You can find us on Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your local podcasts. Please do tune in, as we always do, rant for a good roughly about an hour. But you have to go and subscribe to this man right here before coming to my show.